with just a stamp and paint, you can have so much fun, inexpensive, easy, that looks spectacular. We're going to show you how to make your own paint by number art. You can use this for adult or kids, and it's kind of like training wheels, and it's super fun.
So I just picked like a collage of things I thought were fun or funky and just put them all together. I used black ink and I didn't seal or anything the canvas before. I just did the ink first, and I used IOD black ink. I really like that ink. If this was sealed, you could wipe it off if you messed up, but I just make sure all of the image is pushed down. This dog one is my absolute favorite with the little top hat.
Yeah, he is super cute. So when you work with the ink, it takes 24 hours to dry. We sped it along with the heat gun and blow dryer and was able to move along.
Yes, so we used the Ryobi heat gun, and once I felt like it was good enough, then I went in with the big top and lightly brushed it just in case some of it wasn't dry. So then once it's all sealed, I dry it again and I just started painting.
The big top acts like a medium to prep your canvas or watercolor paper or whatever to do a watercolor look. It'll move the paint along more freely. You don't have to. You can absolutely do a just straight paint, not mixed with water, and it's not going to be as translucent and show all the details of the image. So we kind of mixed it with some water.
And we use DIY paint. It's really easy to work with. And so I just picked a bunch of different colors and got busy.
We had several different artist brush. You can just get those at dollar store or on Amazon.
Tamu.
Yeah, you can just get a whole bunch of different, you want pointy ones, you want stiff ones, just have a variety because it really does help you do more details, and it's just so fun. And just dip your paintbrushes in water in between, and DIY paint is so good. And like, because it was sealed, we could take a Lysol wipe and wipe it off if we messed up. We're going to link all the products we use in the description box because we have a variety of stamps you should look at for the Iron Orchid. And you can use your paint pens, paint markers, watercolor markers.
Yeah, watercolor markers I've used before. They're really easy to work with. It's just a big old water pen, and then you just have, there's either different colors or you can run it through a paint palette and it'll activate the paint.
So you can do a lot of different things with this. You can do this on fabric and do the same technique, paint your image. Again, you would want to use the big top as a fabric medium to prep your fabric before you stamped it and before you put your paint. And then you would heat seal it and heat set it. That's another video. Right here, we use the collage stamp. Is that what it was called?
It's either cloche or pastiche.
Oh, yeah. So we'll put that in the description box. And we did them upside down to look like a base. I got this idea from watching these lives and YouTubes. I don't know who it was. I don't know who to credit it for. But do you see how she wiped the ink off of the eggs? You could remove those eggs if you wanted to, but she just didn't get the ink on there. And I thought this was such a great idea. I would love to credit whoever thought of it. But
on this canvas, we did seal it with big top before we stamped it, so then I could just wipe off if I got any ink anywhere that wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah. So we have a mask with all of our new IOD, or you can make a mask. That's another video as well for the older stamps. But we just masked it so that when we put the other image on top of it, it doesn't muddle up. It's a really cool technique.
Yeah, and for the flowers, we used garden bouquets, and that's one of my favorite ones. The flowers are so good, and they're big and really detailed. Now we're trying to see if we can fit this sunflower stamp on the picture with the other flowers we're wanting to do. And I think we just decided it was too big, so we tried some other flowers and was trying to get our image exactly how we wanted it. We tried a bunch of different stuff, and I think we just decided to do with some smaller sunflowers.
Was this in the pistache or the bouquet flower
Yes.
stamp too? Yeah. Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah, so we just did a bunch of little sunflowers.
I could not wait to get to the part of painting it. So all we did next was dry it with the dryer to make sure the ink was dry, so that when you start painting, you don't smear the black ink into there. We could have used the stamps and used a brayer and done DIY paint to make our guidelines or training wheels, but we don't get as much detail of the stamps, especially on this, with the paint. So we like the ink.
Yeah, especially since some of these newer stamps have so many good details. The inks just does it a lot of justice.
Yeah, so I do like working with both for different reasons. So now we're fixing to get to the fun part finally. So when you're doing flowers, use several shades of the same color, even if the color is all one on, if it's yellow sunflower, just go ahead and use several shades. Mix it with, if you only have one color of yellow, mix it with white or deepen it with a drop of black, or there's just things you can do.
Yeah, I deepened ours with some brown, and then I did a lighter one with some whiter tones to get the 3 kind of tones of a sunflower. And then we wanted some other colors, so we did red, like we have here in Oklahoma, and orange, I think.
Yeah, fire starter, queen bee, sunshine, or liquid sunshine. We did some marquee red. The DIY paints are able to be diluted up to 8 parts water and not lose its color saturation. It's so good.
Yeah, and we went through with some Painterly, DIY Painterly, to add some texture and brighten up some of those flowers too.
Yeah, it's like an alternate acrylic. It's all natural. It's in the tube there, and those are really beautiful. They're a little bit translucent, and those don't need sealed, so it adds a little bit of dimension if you're not going to seal it, because our clay paint is really matte until you seal it. Oh, this is so fun. And so we did a technique you're going to see at the end where we did the background color. We did the, kind of like a sky and clouds, and you're going to see that you can do your background base, absolutely do it first and then stamp over it. I don't know why we did it this way. We just took off and did it this way, and I like it.
Yeah.
But there's other ways to do this. There's no right or wrong. Just have fun with this.
Yeah, this was really fun and satisfying. Like, this is good activity to do at the end of a day, at the end of a week, just to decompress.
It is. And if you did it with your grandkids or a group of friends, you could just order one stamp, some ink, and some canvases. You can get those at Amazon or Dollar Store, your little brushes. You can use your Walmart acrylic paints. We'll mix with the DIY paint as well. I was trying a technique here. I've been watching these videos, and these painters are literally doing chunky, textury paint. And I'm not saying I did the greatest, but it was fun. You'll see a still shot at the end. I got a close-up of it.
Yeah, and we sell salt wash, so if you wanted to thicken up some DIY paint and really just do this technique we're showing here, salt wash would be a good way to thicken that up.
Yes, or leave your DIY out in the air for a few hours and it gets thick. I just wanted to show that cuteness. Just a little place here. Okay, there's my end result. I did the mint chip with a little bit of mermaid tail or something for the background. And here she's showing the technique, how we got our background. Everything's really sealed. Didn't we seal all your little images before we did this?
So, yes.
We sealed it with some Big Top, dried it, and then we're going around it. And watercolor's not perfect. They kind of all blend into each other. So really just have fun with this. I mean, this is to relax. Yes, I think it's cute enough to hang or display. But if you hated it, just paint back over it and let's go again.
Yeah.
So we're adding a different depth here. Walking on Water, I think, or Bohemian Blue or something. So we just added a couple of different shades, and then see how we blotted that with just a dry towel?
It looks like little clouds.
It was a happy accident.
Yeah.
I just seen somebody doing that online, just watching these lives and these YouTube videos, and I tried it, and Caitlin was like, it looks like clouds, and I was like, yeah, I meant to do that. So he is going to ask Miss Priss out on a date. He's thinking about bringing her some flowers that he hand painted because he is an artist type. So we'll keep you posted how that turned out. If you like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. We release a video every week. Thank you so much.